Sir, requesting permission to fire on an enemy attacker.
You wouldn't even know how to fire a gun.
I was being polite.
Shadow in the Clouds, an action horror directed by Roseanne Liang, and hopefully I pronounced her name correctly, and stars Chloe Grace Moretz alongside Nick Robinson. Shadow in the Clouds follows a female World War II pilot with confidential documents who joins a crew on a fighter aircraft when an evil creature is spotted on board. So ever since the trailers came out for Shadow in the Clouds, I had a gut feeling that this would possibly be a film that I would really enjoy, but now that the film is here and I've seen it, I don't know. And there's really a lot to get into with this film, and I'm kind of torn on it, but let's get into it. So initially, the first half of this movie actually had me pretty much glued to my seat. I was constantly engaged from the score to the visuals to the dialogue. And I really got to break this down real quick because each of these elements in the beginning created an amazing overall composition for this movie. Starting with the score, which had that upbeat Stranger Things synthwave sound that really set the mood perfectly throughout the film from beginning to end. Then cosmetically, the movie matches that vibe with dark but vivid colors at the same time. Then it ended up topping that off with very detailed cinematography and across the board just visually remarkable. And I also forgot to mention the dialogue in this film, which was very strong in the first half of the film. And I know when you hear something like that, it's more so expected. You know, it's not really a surprise to see very good dialogue in a film. That's what we expect most of the time. But with this film, it's required because the characters are spending a large majority of the film in a tight, enclosed environment. And if the dialogue isn't there, you're gonna have a lot of boring moments throughout the film. And that was something that was very strong within the beginning of the film. And beyond the first half, leading into the twist and conclusion, I felt like this is where the film began to lose its footing and kind of started to fuck itself.
You done fucked it up!
But just to add a little more substance here, this film takes place during World War II, which I mentioned before, but around this time in New Zealand, this is kind of initially when women were first allowed to join the Air Force. So it was a new thing and also highlighted a lot of new struggles for women. And this film, without warning, suddenly begins to lean on that premise and slowly becomes a women empowerment film, which is fine. So don't get me wrong there, don't come for me. But what I'm saying here is that with this premise, they're not really setting it up very well to where this character earns her stripes before she really becomes this person that we really care about as viewers. I'm a fan of Chloe Grace Moretz and actually enjoyed her performance in this movie. I thought it was a nice change of pace for her, but the movie wants you to feel bad for her character without ever living through those moments with her. And this choice created a huge disconnect for me for what comes later in the movie. So once the movie starts to shift gears and it goes into this completely new direction,
man, this fucking video is ridiculous, bitch.
It all just kind of turns into just dumb fun, which a lot of viewers are probably going to be okay with. But here, you might be left like me, acknowledging a lot of wasted opportunities. So those later choices in this movie is sort of what had me torn on whether or not if this film was really a satisfying experience. You know, I really had to refrain myself from getting into spoilers with this one because there were a lot of points throughout the film that could have used some real examples from the script. But since spoiler reviews really isn't my thing right now, I'm just going to leave it here by saying that I don't think that this film was as good as it could have been. There were a lot of great opportunities here, and I know that I've said this before, but this movie really had a lot of potential, and I don't think they capitalized on it. So that's why I'm giving Shadow in the Clouds a 6.5 out of 10. Although there were a lot of things I really loved about this movie, I didn't feel that the main character earned her stripes. Literally, the most appealing aspect of the movie becomes a very trivial element later on in the film. And what we're given in return is just pretty underwhelming. But there you have it for my review. If you're interested in checking out Shadow in the Clouds, I think it's available now for streaming on Amazon Prime Video. Also, I gotta thank you guys for 100 subscribers.
Damn!
That's a big deal for me and I really appreciate it. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying the content. So thanks again for helping me hit that milestone, guys. But there you have it. Feel free to leave a comment down below on your thoughts if you've seen the film. Also, if you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe.